Hey guys, it's Nate here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys some of the setup moves for old Pochmann edges. So I decided to make this video because I found out all these algs intuitively, and I didn't just watch it from the tutorial. And before you watch this video, I recommend you find them out all intuitively, but if you can't do that and have lots of trouble, I recommend coming to this video. So before you watch this video, you should already be pretty familiar with the special lettering scheme. And then if you don't know what they do, I highly recommend watching my last video, and at the very beginning I go over the special lettering scheme. You also know the swapping algorithm, and the algorithm is a T-perm, and if you don't know what it is, it goes like this: R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F. So one more time. So this is how I think, this is me doing it fast. Also, in the description, I will have a link to a document with all the set moves. So the first setup is for the A piece. So you do it L wide 2, D prime, L2, swap, and then L2, D, L wide 2. Let me do it one more time. It's an L wide 2, D prime, L2, swap, L wide 2, D, L wide 2. So the next alg is for C, which is a very similar case, where you do L wide 2, D, L2, swap, L2, D prime, L wide 2. The next case is for D, and in this case you don't have to do actually any setup at all. And all you do is just a T-perm or a swapping alg. Right. So this next case is for E, which is actually very similar to the F case, which we'll get to later. So the alg is L, D wide prime, L, swapping algorithm, L prime, D wide, L prime. Next is F, which is like I said, very similar to E, except it's without the beginning L move. So all you do is D wide prime, L, swapping algorithm, L prime, D wide. So G is also very similar to F. So what you do is that you do L prime, D wide prime, L, swapping algorithm, L prime, D wide, L. So now H is very similar to L, which I'll get to next. So H is D wide, L prime, swapping algorithm, L, D wide prime. So now I is also very similar to A and C. So what you do is L wide, D prime, L2, swapping algorithm, L2, D, L wide prime. Let's do it one more time. L, L wide, D prime, L2, swapping algorithm, L2, D, L wide prime. J is another alg that's really similar to a lot of the other algorithms across this layer. So what you do is D wide 2, L, swapping algorithm, L prime, D wide 2. Next is K, which is almost identical to G. So you do is D prime, L prime, D wide prime, L, swapping algorithm, L prime, D wide, L, D. In my opinion, L is by far the easiest to swap. So all you have to do is really simple: is L prime, swapping algorithm, L. So one more time, L prime, swapping algorithm, L. Now is N, which is pretty easy, only 2 moves. You do D wide, L, swapping algorithm, L prime, D wide prime. Next is O, which is the same as K and G, but except this time you do D2, L prime, D wide prime, L, swapping algorithm, L prime, D wide, L, D2. Next up is P, which the algorithm we're going to do is D wide prime, L prime, swapping algorithm, L, D wide. Next is Q in the very back here, which is almost nearly identical to I, which just went a different move. So what you're going to do is L wide prime, D, L2, swapping algorithm, L2, D prime, L wide. So now here's R back here. And this is also basically the same thing as L, except instead of L prime, you do L, swapping algorithm, L prime. So do it one more time. So it's going to be L, swapping algorithm, L prime. Next is S back here, which is basically the same thing as K, O, and G. So what you're going to do is D, L prime, D wide prime, L, swapping algorithm, L prime, D wide, L, D prime. Alright, now final one for this side is going to be T. So what you're going to do is D wide 2, L prime, swapping algorithm, L, D wide 2. So now we're on our last face. So and these algorithms are all basically the same. So now we're going to have U, this first one. So it's going to be D prime, L2, swapping algorithm, L2, D. So next is V. So V is going to be D2, L2, swapping algorithm, L2, D2. So here's W. So what you're going to do is D, L2, swapping algorithm, L2, D prime. So the final algorithm is X. So very simple. All you're going to do is L2, swapping algorithm, L2. So one more time. L2, swapping algorithm, L2. Thank you guys for watching this video. These setup moves will hopefully be very helpful for you guys. And just keep in mind, with these setup moves that I made up myself, after my second day of doing blindfolded edges only, I was able to get my first success in the edges. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if this video gets to 5 likes, I will make another video discussing the old Pochmann setup move for the corners. So see you guys next time. Bye.